Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
Hey, good Saturday morning as we wrap up this fastest 90 minutes in outdoor radio programming. It seems like we just sat down.
Really?
We haven't even gotten up. You know, that's the amazing thing. Most of us have to get up and take a break or something, you know. But John Gordon is he's still wide awake.
Well, you know, you and Ron are up in age, so, I can't.
Well, that was really nice.
Thank
that
you
was
very
really
much.
nice. That's it. We're talking.
Wow.
We're talking age here. All right. Well, then this young man who's on with us right now, I feel like it was just yesterday that he was starting his TWRA career and a little fishing on the side, and now
full-time
crappie fishing has been his life, and we're glad always to have our good friend Ronnie Capps on with us. Good morning, Ronnie.
Larry, good morning to you, man. You mentioned TWRA. I about forgot about that. I got a chance to look through my time. I think I can retire in August with 30 years. I might just do that. You never know.
Well, 30 years with TWRA, that's like 104. You know, so we want you to know that. But juggling schedules, but see him out there. Ron, tell our listeners what happened to Ronnie Capps recently.
Well,
me?
No, I'm asking Ron because he supposedly was there.
Yes,
so,
yeah, he was.
Kentucky Lake.
Kentucky Lake. That's
the American Crappie Trail held their tournament there last week, and the weather was kind of crazy. The water was up at Kentucky Lake, but dropping a foot a day. So the fishing was kind of tough for everybody, and it was really tough for a lot of the teams to be consistent. They'd be good one day, good another day.
Yeah.
But there was one team that was good both days.
And what team was that?
That's our buddy Ronnie Capps and Steve Coleman. And I got to tell you something. The story is that they went out on the first day to not try to win the tournament, but to not lose it. And that's exactly what they did, finished in the top 10 on the first day. They saved their best spot for the last day, never touched it on the first day. Isn't that right, Ronnie?
That's exactly right, Ron.
And why was that planned? What was that the plan that you went into because of the weather, because Kentucky Lake? I know you guys really have to plan. This is not just, hey, let's go fish. So tell our listeners a little bit about preparation and why you do what you do at a certain place.
Yeah, Larry. I can't say enough about the progressive fishermen over the years, and the progression that they've made with the technology that we've got. It's unbelievable. Everybody that are chasing these little fish around in bass and every species really now has things at their fingertip that we never dreamed of when 10, 15 years ago. So really, it's a huge game. We got a lot of toys to play with, a lot of variables, but all in all, anymore, it's kind of finding fish that nobody else has found, and it's kind of like hide and seek kind of thing. And honestly, I fished a place I was familiar with on the north end of the lake the first day, and I was able to pull out a fourth place finish, I believe, there, I got right in there where I needed to be on the first day. The reason I didn't fish my best place on the first day was simply because I was reluctant to think that there was enough fish there for me to catch 2 days, two big stringers, and one each day. And I was wrong. Fortunately, I was wrong. I mean, I caught enough fish on the second day of the tournament to weigh another 7 that would have surpassed what I caught the first day. So there was plenty of fish there. I like to underguess myself, and I did. But anyway, it took about 6 weeks of preparation right there. I located some fish. My best place there was a place I've never fished in my life, and these days you better cover some ground and do some practicing and research, man, before you want to compete with these guys anymore. So anyway, I did find some fish, and they were on the south end of the lake, a very small area of fish, but I found those fish before the lake ever broke winter pool. Actually, it was about 3 foot deep, and we had temperatures in the 59, 60 degree range there when I first caught some of those male fish on those stumps. And now the water's about 8.5, 9 foot deep. And some of those fish still remain on those stumps.
Wow. During all that.
Fish, he picks a nest out. Basically, what he does is he selects a place for spawning, and he'll stay with the fry even after they hatch, through the whole process and protect them. And he even eats some of them, which is kind of odd. But at any rate, the male fish are pretty consistent. So that's what we were after, and it worked out for us.
It really did.
Hey, Ronnie.
Yeah.
You've been fishing this American Crappie Trail now. What do you think about the trail?
Yeah.
Without a doubt, it's a trail that is like no other, and it is one thing, a trail that I've dreamed of seeing sometime before I got too old to catch crappie. But a really competitive trail. I mean, if you're real competitive at crappie fishing, it's for you. If you're not all serious about it and serious about the rules and the competitiveness, then you need to go fishing at leisure, I guess. But they're just trying to bring it to the forefront, crappie fishing, where it should have been long years ago, I think. And it is going to migrate. I don't know that it'll ever even compare to bass, but I tell you what, it's headed in the right direction, and these boys are giving it their all. I'm talking about as far as paybacks are unbelievable all the way down the chart. The first place is huge, especially in the Classic, and also the points race that we're trying to play now. So it's a huge game. Not a lot of tournaments, but they're quality tournaments, and man, I just love it. I'm gonna fish every one of them.
Hey, talking about
there's 6, and there's 6. Is that right, Ron? There's only 6 tournaments, so
that's right.
We've already gone through what, 4?
We have now gone through Grenada,
and then went to
Kentucky,
Louisiana,
Darbone,
yeah,
and
now is this the
we've got Sardis coming up.
Sardis is next. Okay, all right.
Right. And Larry Ray is even going to be there for that one.
I'm coming down there for that one. I just want to
and talk about payouts, Ronnie. You just won this American Crappie Trail tournament on Kentucky Lake, a brand new Ranger RT 188C boat.
Right.
What a prize!
Yeah, well, there's a boat.
Rangers made an effort now to design a boat. That's what the C stands for, the 188C. It stands for crappie. Oh. And it's actually a crappie model. A lot of people like to set up front with 2 seats in the front and, manage the boat from the front. Well, this one actually has 3, so you can bring your wife and son or 2 of your kids or whatever. Everybody can get in the front, so they get equal time fishing at a piece of structure or whatever. So it's a live well in the front of it. It's a super boat. Super quality as usual from Ranger, and heck, who knows what they'll give away next year? We're fishing for a 520 Ranger, for the points championship. So that's awesome.
520 is worth $60,000 bare bones.
But they're giving away a boat.
Yes, sir.
Every tournament, right?
They're giving away a RT 188C Ranger boat every tournament. That's what Ronnie and Steve won. Plus the contingency dollars they won, B&M poles, Ranger, everything else.
Ranger Cup, Rockport Rattlers, they were several. Right. I think that tallied up nearly $2,000 in contingency money. So it was about a $28,000 tournament for us. I mean, you can't get a crappie tournament anywhere that'll pay back that on a regular 1 or a 2-day tournament. It's awesome.
Well, let me tell you now. So, how old are you now, Ronnie?
Well, I just turned 50, Larry. So, time's ticking.
All right. When did you turn 50?
Well, actually, it's been November. I got a 51 coming in November.
Oh, no, that's okay. Now, so when you started crappie fishing, at what age?
Oh, gosh, I was between my grandfather's legs and probably in a diaper, Larry.
Okay, so you've been fishing over 40 years probably for crappie.
I have. We've chased them. I have a trophy that I won a local radio station put on in 1972.
Really?
Okay. And that's crazy, I know. But Yeah, and I even fished a tournament before that with an older lady. She's passed away now, Miss Gladys Hopper from the Reelfoot area right there. Fished all the time. She fished with me in a tournament in a Reelfoot lake boat. Gosh, I will never forget it.
Oh my gosh! And so you had to be how old then? And
well, I mean, it's been, talking, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old.
Wow.
We didn't have any cameras, and I don't have a picture of one, Larry. I regret that, but, I still have the memories, and gosh, I can still smell the lily pad. I mean, it's just crazy what you remember when you're little.
Well, that's right.
But I've been just blessed to grow up on Reelfoot and be associated with those people and some of the old timers, and I'm still using the techniques that we used right there then. And I've just modified them and basically fine-tuned them for catching crappie. That double minnow rig is something that I've carried everywhere. That's what won the tournament for us this weekend.
What about your family, too? Your family is pretty close to you, isn't it? Tell our listeners about it.
A huge closeness there. My family they've owned resorts and restaurants on Reelfoot Lake all their life. That's where I grew up. And it was fish docks and boat rentals and hotels, motels. My mother runs Boyettes there now. My aunt runs Lakeview Dining Room at right there at Reelfoot too. So it's been home for me. And my wife now, Kelly, she fishes every time I unload the boat, and she can back a boat in and handle a boat better than some men I know, and she won't let me go without her going. Matter of fact, she wakes me up a lot of mornings to go. So that's I found my match where I found her for sure.
Yeah, you did. How long y'all been married? How long you been married?
10, man. We're I met Kelly in 2002, and we got married shortly after that.
I knew that.
And, man, has it been the right one for me?
It's
for sure.
It's the right one. And your mom, Judy. I mean, folks may not realize a lot of folks eat at Boyettes. I'm just telling you, Ronnie married into a good family here. He
eats good. That's
he eats
sure.
good. I don't know if you like crappie to eat, but I bet he doesn't. Yeah, so I bet
we will fry a few. We've been known to fry a few. We sure have. I can recall the days when I was a kid. My grandfather, Joe Parker, the late Joe Parker, he retired out of the Navy, and he was the one that actually got me started fishing. My dad was so busy, and my mother too, that didn't have so much time. But my granddaddy sure did take me every day, and I remember catching crappie out of Reelfoot Lake. It was one of the last lakes in the United States that was where it was legal to harvest crappie and actually sell them in the restaurants locally. So they outlawed that about back in late 70s, 80s, early 80s right there. And, so things have changed a lot more sport fishing for crappie. And man, are they being protected a lot more. I mean, there's a huge push for conservation in crappie. And, this ACT trail has really done a lot as far as giving out their full effort to keep these fish alive and release them back in the lake. Some of these huge females it's very important, man. And as pressure gets on the fish, it'll be more important in the future too. I'm just tickled about every way they're doing things. I sure am.
Running out of time, but what's a slab crappie to Ronnie Capps?
Oh, if he's a pound, man, he's a slab. You can catch a 3-pounder down in the Mississippi, or a pound and a quarter at Reelfoot Lake, and they all make me smile.
They do. And is that world record ever going to be broken at Enid?
The 5, it would be a very hard thing to do if it ever is. I tell you what's happening now. There's been a natural cross between black and white crappie.
Yeah.
I weighed one in this Kentucky Lake tournament. It actually matched I tied for the big fish of the tournament with a 223, I believe it was.
That's
that
right.
fish that I had was a natural hybrid cross from a black-white mix, and they're growing bigger, they're growing stronger, and they're growing faster. And those fish are showing up in that Coosa River section down in Alabama, and they're huge. I seen a 412 weighed in a tournament down there. So that would be my guess. It would be a hybrid if one were to break the 5-pound record. However, a big white that big, it would have to come out of a farm pond or something where you could get the age and also get the nutrients and grow. But it'd be a rare thing, I think. I really do.
What's the biggest you've ever caught?
I've caught many over 3. I've caught 369 at Grenada is going to be the top of my list.
Wow.
But gosh, I think at one time I added up, I had caught a 3-pound crappie in 6 different states.
Really? That's amazing.
That's pretty.
Oh,
That's pretty
man.
impressive. For myself, it's just kind of a personal thing. The last one I caught was at Lake Conway in Arkansas. I caught a 323 or something like that over there. A huge fish. And
Hold on, no, whoa.
Pull another state in for me. Yeah.
Hold on now. Now that's where I caught my very first fish at Lake Conway.
Wow.
Now you've just got my heart pumping. Yeah, that's where I caught my very first fish. There's more stumps in there than fish. You know, I mean, that lake is notorious. I've been on one stump for an hour and a half over there. You know, stuck. Yeah, I've been stuck. Hey, Ronnie, buddy, we appreciate you. This is great stuff.
We'll talk to you down the road.
Yeah, we'll stay in touch and keep going after it and tell your family hello for us and everything. And
I certainly will, Larry. I appreciate you inviting me. And gosh, if I can help anybody catch another crappie down the road, tell them to get in touch with me any way, shape, form. Be fine.
All right, Ronnie.
Have a great time doing it.
All right, thank you, buddy. We'll talk to you, Ronnie Capps. Okay, we got to get out of here. Thank you, John. Always good to look over and see you there. You know.
Well, you know, Larry, it's great to be here on Saturday morning.
Yeah, and we're going to be talking about the magazine is out. We're working on the June edition of the Mid-South Hunting and Fishing News. Should be out real soon. We've been working on that. Great stuff in there. Ron, thank you. Heading to Dardanelle. I never know. You know.
Well, no. First of all, I'm going to Sardis.
You got to go to Sardis.
Got to go to Sardis.
Okay. All right.
In fact, as soon as I get out of here, I am going to go down and
get ready for the St. Jude Classic.
And cover registration this afternoon. And tomorrow is the big St. Jude Bass Classic.
At Enid Lake, out of Engineers Point.
Sardis Lake, Engineers Point.
Head on down there, folks. And thank you, Stuart Settles, for taking care of us as Greg goes and sells a few fruit or whatever he does at Whole Foods. I'm not really for sure. Thank you. I hope it wasn't too hard for you there. Next week, open mic Saturday, taking your calls, giving away that $25 Avery gift card, giving away that subscription to the Mid-South Hunting and Fishing News. And, of course, Brother Dave Gabbert, and Gene Smith will be with us. Talking fishing rodeos on next week's show, because June the 10th is the TWRA Mid-South Junior Fishing Rodeo, and we're going to make some big announcements on next week's show. Got to get out of here. Remember, it doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport, and God bless the USA.
You can find